Hi everyone. So today we're back to episode number 2 of digitalizedarts.com or from digitalizedarts.com, and today we have this beautiful Android 18 drawing which is set up from last video. So I hope you learned something, a thing or two from the first video. And as I mentioned, we're gonna be changing or digitalizing this photo into our own version of it, and at the same time hopefully you can learn a thing or two again. And yeah, let's get started. So here you'll see me working on my graphics pad, and on screen you'll see everything. There won't be any time lapses, and at the same time I'm using XP Pen as my graphics or go-to graphics pad. This got upgraded from Wacom. This is the graphics pad I started with. And prior to that, I worked on my laptop on a mouse pad. So you don't need to have fancy things to start over. You just need to have the passion and proceed accordingly. So first things first, if you need to follow me or follow through what I'm doing on this screen, what you need to do is just go to the description and download from the link the templates. It's available on digitalizedarts.com. And yeah, let's get started. So once you download everything, you'll have the photos, you'll have the brush available to you as well, and also the shadowing and the color palette we're gonna use for this tutorial. So first things first, we have the subject over there. We always place the subject over here, and then we start with outline. We're gonna unlock this one, then press B. Of course, you're gonna see my shortcuts I'm using down below. And then we're gonna go to our favorite brush. So let's get started with that. Let's make sure, as I mentioned previously, I need to move this a bit away from my arm so that I'm able to draw. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned previously, we start with 1 point as the stroke or the weight. I'll press space, scroll down, Control plus to zoom in, and then start from below. Again, B to activate the brush, and then do this small line. Whoopsies. Do this small line down below so that we can connect everything later on. We start with here, and since we usually on Digitalized Arts we provide templates of bodies so that you can use it for your website, use it for your freelancing endeavors. We don't draw the face. This is something we provide to all our customers, and at the same time people who would like to learn. We make it absolutely free so that everyone can start somewhere, right? Alright, so as I mentioned previously in the first tutorial, we like to start with 3 for the outer borders. So let's proceed with that. I'm gonna start with the boots, and as per the previous template, we'll go about this in this manner. Leave as much space as possible. Of course, we need to remove everything in here. Yep. Let's remove this. Make sure this is on black, and go with the flow. Back to 3 again, and then we're gonna continue from there. Don't forget the hard edges. The harder the edges, the better it looks, and everything would be better moving forward during the cleaning step. So we have connected everything in here, and yeah, we'll remove this too so that we can sell the effect. And yeah, this is looking great so far. Now we'll move to the next section of the boot. We'll try to maintain the curve as much as possible. Do this and then do it this way. We're gonna do the outer stroke first. Don't worry about this one. We're gonna do it in the cleaning step. So next thing is following this manner. And as you can see, I'll be alternating between 2 points and 3 points throughout the workflow. I may increase or decrease depending on my liking, the way things are done. This is art, this is expression of your own character and your preferences. So this one is gonna maintain the same curve. We're not gonna do any hard edges in here. I think so. We have, yeah, this one. I'll just need to pull this one out and then change this to 3. And I think so we're good to go from here. Now let's do the inner part of the boot in here. Of course, you can get these photos. We didn't do this photo. We grabbed it from Pinterest. So yeah. I'm happy with that. And then this one, we can do it this way. Disable the effect. We're gonna get back to this later during the cleaning step. We're just gonna make sure right now that we're following the outer shades. Outer borders, sorry, not shades. Okay. As I mentioned previously, to keep this at 3, I'll need to just push it outwards a bit so that we can see where are we going with this, and then just make a little bit of adjustments here and there. So we're done with the outer border on the left side. We're gonna go to the inner sides. So for the inner name, I'll do 2. Let's see what would 2 do for us here. Leave this here and then do this in this manner. I think so we have forgotten about this one, so let's tackle that quickly. Alrighty, so this one would be 1.5. And then we need to give the definition of the name, so we'll do it this way. And for the inner thigh coming from that manner, no, before the inner thigh, let's do the knee over there as well. Yep, and then go down. And just edit this bit, tidy this bit up. Alrighty, and then for the, let's say hamstrings / thighs over here, we'll do that. Of course, I'm gonna keep this one at 1.5, and here I can change this one for the stockings at 1. I don't like the way this curve is going on, so Ctrl Z, do it. Don't be embarrassed to edit. And then for this one, I think so I'm gonna go with or keep at 1.5, but this one should change to 1, and the ribbed shorts can come to one. This is gonna change down the progress, and then do it this way. And then, my dear friends, we'll do this one in the same manner. We don't have to follow the same thing that's provided in the photo. We can just go wild. Let's keep it this way for now. And then I know the way they look right now, they look messy, so let's change them to 0.7 right now. And by the way, the brush comes with the template. If you don't, I believe it's included once you download it from digitalizedarts.com. And then what we need to do is press A and then just change these guys to make them smoother, look better instead of the sharp lines that were there. And then continue on with our drawing. I think so, and I believe so. This one needs to be 1.5. Yeah, we're gonna come back later to this one, it's fine. So we have the lines over here, we have a line over here, everything is in place over here except for this one. This can be done by the shading, it's fine. Shadowing, sorry, not the shading. This line is a bit thick. I'll change it to 1.5, maybe to 1 as well. I think so, 1 would be better. Again, guys, I'm not an expert, I'm not a professional. I'm just doing this for me, for you, to vent out, to be happy about what I'm doing. And at the same time, it's the end of the week, this is the weekend. We do our best to vent out during our weekend, refuel for the working week. So, I'm happy about that for now. Let's click this one. Why did I do that? I clicked this one so that it can pick up the 3 points automatically without changing it. So let's grab this curve this way. We can do that and then edit later. And let's continue with these. Okay, let's draw it first and then come back. Okay, so there are two methods. If you'd like to proceed with one of them, definitely go for it. If you don't, it's up to you. I'll show you the second method now of sketching the borders. So the other method is when I press N, I'll activate the pencil tool and then I'll do this. If you want to really follow the exact same thing, as you notice, I'm working on the inside first and then I'll come back to the outside. I'll show you the technique. But as I told you, don't overdo it. Just come back if you're happy with what you have done so far. Just come back right away so that you do not waste time, you do not waste energy. Of course, you're doing this to vent out, to enjoy your time, to make art available to everyone. So I went from down to the upper side of the photo, and then I came back down trying to cover the other side. And then I need to make sure that I have this point showing, which is the circle on the pen, which means that once I release my hand right now, it will connect all of it. See? So now I'll just change the foreground color. So as you can see, let me know which one would you prefer. You'd like to prefer this one or prefer the other method. Of course, each one has its pros, it has its cons. It has to do with your liking, as I mentioned previously, and I'll keep on mentioning that. So let's proceed accordingly. From here, I think so, or to my liking, I'd like to keep everything as a brush and then move to the pencil, or keep the pencil down to the shading. So as you can see over here, I'm not liking how this is going, so I'll just do one. And then for this one, I can keep at one as one. Kinda looks better to an extent. Why do I keep on saying to an extent? Because do not judge or do not start making edits from now. By edits, I'm referring to the drawing. Wait till everything is in place for you and then start making the edits or the cleaning up. That's what I meant, cleaning up, not the edits. So next we'll move to the belt. I'll go back to activating color B, the brush tool by pressing B. As you can see here, it's showing me prohibited, or I cannot do that. It's because it's locked. So I'm gonna unlock it. We're back. Now for the belt, I think so 1.5 would do it. So let's do that for now. If you find me jumping back and forth between parts of the drawing, don't mind me. This is how I like doing it. It's not something that you have to do, but I just love, jumping between parts of the drawing. It makes my eye, it doesn't create fatigue to my eye, and at the same time I enjoy doing it the way it is. Of course, for the laces, I don't know if it's called laces, belt lace, I think so, belt strap, I'll need to create this so that I can make sure it's defined and the belt is actually tucked inside. Now we're gonna go back to the rib part of the jeans shorts, or the shorts, denim, whatever you call it, whatever you like calling it. If you would like me to proceed next and make another series depending on a different character other than this beautiful Android 18 character from DBZ, let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, maybe you'd like to draw females more than male. To me, honestly, I don't care. I like drawing both. But when it comes to anime, I just love the anime. Styles. So as you can see here, to be honest, the way this outer ripping or ripped, I don't know what's it called actually in English, but yeah, let's call it the drip part, looks much better when it's sharp. So let's try and just keep this like that. Yeah, that looks much better, man. Yeah, and this one, since it's closer to the camera, we're trying to sell the effect, we'll do this one. And yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Just a little bit of tweaking here and there. We can do that. It's not this one that I'm looking for, so to do so, I'll need to zoom in a bit, find out the correct handle. Yep, that's the correct handle. Yep, let's move it this way and move this way. Yep, thank you. Now we're selling the effect. Now let's continue on with our drawing. Of course, this is looking weird for now. So yeah, let's continue. Now, as I told you, I'd like to go finish everything from the bottom up. I don't like, leaving something there. What I was referring to previously about jumping between layers, not layers, aspects of the photo is, in this area or this vicinity. So before I do the hands, I just noticed that I did not connect the stockings over here. So let's do that quickly. This is at 1.5, I think, so that's the best weight for this one. So let's make sure that the curve is maintained in here. I fucked it up, just give me a second. Yep, I think so far now, from what I see, given the dark stuff that we have over here, this is the best approach. So nope, not 0, Sammy, keep it at 1. Okay, now moving on. Since the hand is at the back, we're gonna keep it at 1, and we might change that moving forwards. Yeah, I'm so sorry again. I just noticed that I did not connect this part, so let's connect this part. As I mentioned in the first video that we had, make sure to connect everything so that you are able to color everything on its own. If you want to change, let's say for example, change the colors, change the palette, you have everything connected so that moving forward, nothing can mess up your drawing. Now, so how can we approach this drawing or this part while having a bracelet? First things first, I'm gonna do this. I'll try my best to maintain the elbow definition. Continue down the road. Not the road, down the drawing. And yeah, this way. That's amazing. I'll try to curve this up a bit because the inner palm is actually curved up. Okay, let's keep this here. Hello, thank you. Yep, so yeah, we're gonna come back to that later. OCD. Anyway, so we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. And since it's an anime, of course, not all of them have the same physical features of human beings. So we'll do this and stop at that. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that and try and connect it as if her index is pressed upon. So ta-da! This is how we do it. Okay. Fingernails, nope. Not acceptable, Sammy. That's acceptable. Let's go. And then we're gonna do this, do that, do this, do that, and this way. So what do you think we should do here? Yeah, it's kind of weird, so not all of them should stay at 1. What we can do is just change this one to 1.5, or we can do this 1.5, keep this at 1.5, and then this keep it at 1. This one can move to 0.7. I just clicked Ctrl Z over there because while I was activating this one, I moved it. It happens with Illustrator. And then dun-da-da-da. So do you think we should go back? We should go back to 3. I think so. Let's see. So we're gonna do this and climb up, 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 up. Yep. Nope. 2 would be better. Yes, thank you. And then, well, you know what? Since it's bothering me, I'm just gonna do it. Let's do this. Yep. And then this one. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you. And for this one as well. So the trick I'm doing here is that I press V to choose the select tool, and then I'm gonna select A. I don't recall what A was. A second. A was direct selection tool. So why I'm doing that? For V, it will select the entire line, and the direct selection, which is A, will show me everything related to this line, like the curves, the handles, the anchors, and this circle thing. I don't know what's it called. And then I'll just do this. Keep it looking sharp. And while we're at it, as you saw, I just clicked the other one, which is 0.7. Nope. 0.7, thank you. Back to B to draw the definition of the nail. We'll keep it this way, and at the same time do this. And I think so the nail can stay at 0.7. Yep. And then there is something weird or going on with the index finger. So what we're gonna do is press A, then press the first anchor, then shift, press the next anchor, third and fourth, and then just with the arrow keys, just go up, extend it, so that we can sell the effect of the knuckles. And at the same time, for this one, I think so this needs to go down as well, so that we can have a smoother line. And then just change the handles a bit, move this kinda back. Yep. Let's see it. Just a second. Acceptable for now. Oh, okay. Now I know what's wrong. Okay, so this one should be like that. So if we press against, if we do that, notice what I'm doing right here on this camera, this one here. What I'm trying to do is figure out, as a human being, when I press against my fingers, how will it look like? Since she's doing that and doing that. Okay, so this one should be tighter. Yeah. So I need to drop this down to 0.7 and then push it up a bit, rotate it down a bit, and then grab this one, grab this line and then do it this way, and this should go this way. So this is what I saw when I did it myself. And then always use your body parts as a reference when drawing, just to make sense. So I'll move next to this one. I kinda like it like this, and then the same goes for this one. See here, if I have the direct tool already available or activated, it won't show me the circles that makes the sharp ends rounder. So again, I'll press V, press the line, and then do that. That's looking better, selling the effect. And then let's move towards the bracelet. So for the bracelet, this is at 1, so to sum that effect, what I'm gonna do 1.5 and 1.5, please